Commissars log, day 2. It was our first full day today. Not an early start, which was strange. In actual fact, I was woken up by the gentle ping of a message that had been sent to me from Seneshal. It was just a short message saying welcome aboard the ship, and I had attached to it a rota for the day's activities. There's nothing too strenuous on there, a few bits and bobs. To be honest with you, I felt like I was going to get bored today. Unsurprisingly, the first order of the day was to have breakfast. Like I needed an order to have breakfast. But it was a very late breakfast. I mean, 10 o'clock. Who has breakfast at 10 o'clock? There was a note that came with it as well that said anybody who turned up early wouldn't be fed. The doors will open at 10 o'clock. So I had to waste several hours beforehand. 10 o'clock. What the feff? So I spent my time doing some exercises, working out, keeping myself fit. Cleaned myself up, had a bit of a shave. Not that you can tell anymore. And then I slowly made my way over to the mess hall. Still managed to get there 10 minutes early, and I wasn't the only one. All the troops were there, ready and waiting as well. Well, I say ready and waiting, pushing and shoving each other around. Don't blame them really. 10 o'clock breakfast is way too late for them. But, I mean, I got them all sorted out, quietened them down, got them queued up, ready to go in. The doors opened and the troops were ushered in, and God, it was amazing. They all gasped in shock as they entered. I mean, we were impressed. It was impressive, very impressive in there. I mean, we're used to the concrete grey of various military buildings and the battleship grey of imperial ships. Nothing particularly impressive, but this place was amazing. So brightly coloured. Murals of the rogue trader performing heroic feats all over the walls, and him striking up deals with various VIPs. And the food, it was delicious. It was proper food. No guardsman gruel here. You could actually tell what the meat used to be. It's delicious. I've never been so full in my life. That quietened down the troops. You could tell they were all eating. Once I'd finished, I checked my rota to see what we were supposed to be doing next. And he said we had to report to the training grounds. No information as to what we were going to be doing there, so I didn't have a clue. But, could be interesting. Problem is, it said that we didn't need to be there till 12 o'clock, and, well, we'd already finished our breakfast. That didn't last very long. Still had time to waste. Again, so much time wasted. So I went down there to have a look, see what I could find out. See if I could tell what we was actually going to be doing down there. When I got there, the place was empty. But, it was a huge room. There's very, very high ceilings. Plenty of room for all the troops to fit in to practice all their drills. It was perfect, absolutely perfect. Except for the fact that there was absolutely nothing in it. Nothing at all, not even any people. So I headed back out, see if I could find anybody at all. Checked in any of the offices nearby or any of the other rooms, and there was nothing. It was like a ghost town. So I headed back in and waited. Again, it was about, 10 minutes before we were due to start. All the troops turned up. They came in and started grouping up together in their units, chatting away. They all seemed very happy, if a little confused. Morale was high, which is a good thing. Just after the start time, a man strolled into the hall, followed by a small group of people with, giant speakers on poles or whatever they are. He took up position in the middle of the hall, and people with him placed the speakers off to the sides. So he's obviously setting himself up to give us a speech. Which he did. He informed us that his name is Seneshal Constantine Crisis. And he was going to be our liaison to the rogue trader. We would deal directly with him, and the rogue trader would deal with us through him. All our orders were to be received from him, no questions asked. I'm sure I heard a snigger from the ranks at that point, and to be honest with you, I had to fight to hold down one of my own. And Seneshal, he must have heard something, because he gave us all a very, very disapproving look, which to be honest didn't help matters, and just brought up more sniggers. I'm sure one of them was Ice Pack. With that, the Seneshal turned away from us. He pressed a button on his arm, and loud mechanical noises started from all around the hall. He turned back to us and said, "If you prove your worth to us, across the next following days, you will be allowed to trade in here freely. If not, you will not ever be allowed to train in here. In fact, you will be reassigned to somewhere else, and not with the rogue trader." When he finished his little announcement, everything had fallen into place. All these contraptions had risen out of the ground. It was incredible. It's exactly what a guardsman would need to train with. Everything from your basic crash mats for practicing close quarters fighting, to mile-long firing ranges for the snipers, and even a horrifically complicated, difficult-looking assault course that would put even the fittest and strongest guardsmen through their paces. It was perfect. And he said, "There is one more thing." And he pressed another button on his arm, so many buttons, and from behind him rose several cages that were just full of various Xenos creatures. He told us that if we were lucky, and I mean very lucky, we would be allowed to practice on live targets. With that, there was a cheer rose up from the troops, and they all surged forward to have a better look at everything. The Seneshal stopped them. He pressed yet another button on his arm, and everything was put away again. All the troops booed at him for this. It's a little bit funny, but I had to clip a few of them around the ear just to get them to shut up. When they did eventually shut up, Seneshal told us that we had to go perform our next task, and he would send out new orders in the morning. I checked the rota. The next task was lunch. Lunch. We were ordered to go to lunch. We'd only eaten a little while ago. I didn't think any of us were particularly hungry. We hadn't done anything. But the time slot on it was 2 hours. 2-hour lunch is quite a long time. It should give us time to sit and chat about things and see how things are with the troops, find out where their heads are at the moment. I hope. I won't go into detail about what we had for lunch. Needless to say, it was lovely. And once that was over, I started wandering around amongst the ranks, speaking to the troops, find out what they were doing. And it seems that our next task was different for pretty much all of us. I mean, nobody else had to go do what I was doing. It all seemed that we were being set different tests to assess us on our capabilities. I myself had been asked to go up several decks to a set of offices. I wonder what they're going to test me on. I don't understand it. I'm fresh out of the guard, you know. We know what we're good at doing. We don't need to be tested. But it's what the rogue trader wants. Yeah, it was terrible. There was no test of my abilities. I was just sitting there listening to some person prattle on at me about all my new duties and the new procedures that I had to follow. Seeing as we're now no longer a guard regiment, technically speaking, I am now no longer a commissar, technically speaking. Which means that I could perform no more summary executions, no more being judge and jury on the battlefield or anything like that. Sucks. But I was given command of the second company. The second company was being formed as we speak. It was going to be made up of troops from the assessments who they deemed suitable to fit within my specialisation. So basically they were looking for the more disciplined people to fight under me, people who were going to do as they're told. So they gave me this new book, lots of information in it, which is going to be a good read tonight. And then I was dismissed. With that, there were no further orders for the day. That was it, done. So, with nothing else to do, I went back to my quarters and sat down and started going through my new procedure book. It was fairly simple, nothing overly difficult to remember, although there were a few things in there that seemed a little bit backwards in comparison to what I'm used to. Then I went to dinner, and that was, oh my god, that was mouth-wateringly good, even thinking about it now. Oh, it was a full roast, something or other. I don't know what it was, but it was proper meat, with proper vegetables, and proper gravy on it. Oh, it's lovely. And I spent some more time chatting with the troops, finding out how their afternoon went, finding out how their assessments went, and they all seemed in pretty good spirits. So I retired back to my quarters to get myself ready for the end of the day. And what a strange day it was. This is going to take some getting used to. This is Commissar Turch, signing off. For the Emperor.